Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Track Data Community Race Series to here. It's Bahrain, the Jewel of the Desert. An iconic racing circuit, and it will be hosting our fantastic race today. An iconic circuit, as I said. 15 corners in total. 6 to the left, 9 to the right, and plenty of overtaking opportunities for our drivers today. Our limited number of drivers, it has to be said. Joining me tonight, though, to keep us entertained is Spitslam. Spitslam, mate, how is it going?
It's going very well. Hello, guys.
Good to have you back, of course, Spitslam. And yeah, like I said, very limited driver numbers today. Let's head out onto track. I think it would be best. We'll see some shots of Nicholas Sharin out on circuit right now. Was the fastest driver in the Hot Lap Challenge. Got a 1:42.828. He'll be looking to recreate that in this qualifying session. Currently, he has gone faster. Excuse me. No, he's not gone faster. There has been a driver that has gone faster. That's John Ford. No, he's not. No one's gone faster. Excuse me. I'm getting myself in a right muddle here. No, the driver's still circulating out on circuit here in the desert. And an exciting race, I hope, on hand here. I know we've only got 5 drivers at the minute. But do you reckon we're going to get some good racing out from Switzerland?
We definitely might get some good racing, or I at least hope so. With Nicholas Sharin and little skill with his fantastic Arabic name. Thank you, chappers.
There he is.
So yeah, we will see definitely something interesting with Nicholas Sharin and Little Skill being very close to each other, whipping pace. Little Skill just being 6/10 all.
Yeah, at the minute, Nicholas Sharin isn't able to match his Hot Lap Challenge time, but he's still circling. He's going to be looking to find a few seconds for himself and get himself down into the 142s, 143s that he was getting earlier on. We've had John Ford currently on pole position, although scratch that, Nicholas Sharin, there he goes, into provisional pole position with a very, very quick lap time there, a 1:42.392. Currently 6 seconds faster than anyone else on circuit. I'm sure that's going to come down quite quickly as Diogo Teixeira pumps in a little bit of a faster lap time than John Ford managed so far. But what a blistering lap that is from Nicholas Sharin. Faster than anything he managed to get in the Hot Lap Challenge this last week. And well, it's a shame there's not more drivers here to put a challenge to that, as that's a wonderful, wonderful lap, isn't it?
It's definitely a great lap by Nicholas Sharin. Sorry. Maybe we'll see some competition, maybe we'll not. As you said, very limited number of drivers. Even though this looks like a very popular combo that the people would like. The Jewel of the Desert, Bahrain, which hosts one of the last WEC races. So yeah, weird that not a lot of people showed up. Some excuse may be practicing for a 24-hour race that's on the 3rd and 4th for some AC guys, but very penalty points might be a thing as well.
Yeah, there certainly might be a fair few penalty points going around for the drivers. 2 of the biggest drivers at risk were Ryan Skywalker and Lucas Gulacek. However, them two don't seem to be here today, so I think they're going to be safe for now. But the championship is still going strong. Nathan Alder seems to have secured that first place position. He's still away this week, but 6 different drivers could still potentially get second in the championship, so that's all still definitely up for grabs. The biggest rivalries at the minute is John Ford, Gulacek and Ryan Skywalker all fighting over second place. However, John Ford will be looking to secure that position tonight as, well, Gulacek and Ryan both aren't out tonight. So we shall see. We shall see how he fares and if he can put some distance between himself and those 2 drivers, closing down on him. Thanks to Keith Holt for the fantastic stats as well. I'm not journalistically minded enough to brought you that myself, so that's all credit to Keith there. Little Skill managed to pump in a quicker lap time whilst we were talking as well. He's into the 1:43s, 1:43.715. Good lap time for Little Skittle there, or Shake Little Al Skittlaff, as he's known here, as we're in Bahrain tonight.
I want to know the American name now, which America is next week with the last round being Formula Victors at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, it should be a very
interesting
exciting.
as well.
It should be a very exciting combination there at Watkins Glen, back in America next week for the finale. It should attract hopefully some of our drivers back as well for the finale, and we should expect some higher driver numbers. John Ford put in a quicker lap time. He is now down into the 147s, but still a long, long way off those two drivers up at the front of the field right now. Little Skittle potentially could be looking to take home his first podium tonight. He is the fastest, he is the highest placed driver that still hasn't had a podium this season. So it's certainly on the cards for Little Skittle tonight with how few drivers there are. It'll be a bit bittersweet to take home a podium with only 5 drivers. There's only 2 drivers that are going to miss out on a podium each race. And that's all going to plan. So you would think he's going to be able to take home his first podium tonight, and it'd be nice for him to secure one at least. Smells like wheat in the chat. Where is everyone? I don't know, mate. This is the problem. I've no idea. You're seemingly the only person watching the stream. There's only 5 people in the race.
Come on, try to race, mate. If you can.
I don't think he's whitelisted.
Yeah.
No one showed up today. We had about 8 people. We had about 8 people interested, but no one wanted to show up. But I'll still put on the stream, so at least it's saved. Nicholas Sharon still on pole position. I don't think anyone's going to challenge him tonight. Little Skittle coming around the final few corners, trying to put in a quicker lap time. He's currently on a couple green sectors, so improving his lap time. Trying to close the gap down to Nicholas Sharon in pole position right now. John Ford in 3rd, Duatex in 4th, Keith Holt in 5th. Don't think those positions are going to switch around too much. Little Skittle out of the final corner now. Crossing the line. Bloody hell, the line's a bit further down the straight than I thought. Oh, into the 142s though. Only 5/10 down from Nicholas Sharon. A great lap from Little Skittle there. 142.926. That would have put him well up in the order in the Hot Lap Challenge. I don't know if you're whitelisted, Smells Like Way. I think you'd have been able to if I'd have left some spots open, but I think foolishly I'd stayed hopeful that some people might have joined, but clearly they bloody haven't. Let's go on to the race session. We'll see what we can get out of these drivers. There's 15 minutes for us to fill here, so hopefully we get some safety cars. Speaking of, have you managed to get into the server now, Spitzon?
No.
No safety cars then.
No
2 minutes.
cars. Or, hey, you can. Well, but yeah, that would be hard.
Whilst I'm live.
Yeah. So
that would be interesting.
Verifying in my files for the 2nd time in a row. If it's not verified, I might have to uninstall and install a Sudoku cursor again.
This
is Spain.
This was not the race that was wanting to go right, was it at all? Still just chilling on the grid though. 2 minutes for the drivers to sit and think. We have the 2 minutes there, so drivers can, lose connection and rejoin if that so happens. But I don't think that's going to happen for the 5 people that are there tonight. Nicholas Sharon's on pole position.
I didn't expect such a large grid with me coming back after 2-week break. With one being in England and the second one being at a Pentatonics concert. Actually.
Yeah, we had bigger grids the last few weeks. You've scared them off, Spitzland, mate.
What do you mean? I literally had no invoice after the concert. I couldn't look at all. It was fun.
Nicholas Sharon is going to be on pole position. He's going to take us away in the Toyota TS040 Hybrid. And it's an all Toyota front row as Little Skittle alongside him also is in the 2014 Toyota. John Ford racing the Audi from 2014, the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. Duatex in the Toyotas and Keith Holt in the Audi. So fairly decent even split for our drivers tonight. Be interesting to see if that actually has anything to do, anything to play. You are going to need some filler, Smells Like Way. I'll tell you that much. I can only talk rubbish for so long. 20 seconds left for the drivers.
You can't talk about football again. The Premier
it's
ended.
It's a sore subject for me at the minute. Maybe we'll come to it in 10 minutes' time. For now, let's take them off the line. 6 lights on. 6 red lights on, 5 drivers on the grid. Nicholas Sharon taking us off from pole position. The lights go out now, and away we go. Little Skittle does get a good start. He's well alongside Nicholas Sharon before the first corner. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to take the position away diving into the first corner. Diogo Texeira looking to get up the inside of all of them. Nicholas Sharon going very, very, very cautious into the first corner. Loses a position to Little Skittle. Did not expect that at all. He's going to be looking to gain that position back very soon, I'm sure, as the Toyotas storm ahead out of the first few corners. Those Audis dropping a little bit further back. Nicholas Sharon in second, Diogo Texeira in third. John Ford overtaking Keith Holt for fourth position down the inside, up in towards turn 4. Lovely move from the British driver there as he come back down the hill through 5, 6 and 7. The drivers still just filtering through, and that's about as far as it's going to go for now. We'll see if any of the mistakes start to creep in for the drivers, and well, whether this seeming Toyota Audi split that we've got is actually representative of performance, or if it's just, you know, the look of the draw from these drivers. Potentially the Audi's a bit slower.
Definitely seems like it. That honestly, the Audi was the legendary, but if we had the Porsche, this would be a different story.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't mean the safety car. I mean the 919, was it?
Yeah, 919. Yeah, it's interesting actually, because in the hot lap challenge leading up to this, the Audis and the Toyotas were even on pace. You know, Nicholas Sharon was the fastest in the hot lap challenge. Ryan Scowick was second fastest. He was in the Audi. We had Little Skittle in third, Oni in fourth, and Oni put in 2 different laps, one with the Toyota, one with the Audi, and they were only 2 tenths apart, side by side between Diogo Texeira and John Ford. John Ford threw on Diogo Texeira there. Fantastic manoeuvre from the British driver there whilst I was looking on the other screen at results. Up ahead, Nicholas Sharon has managed to find his way past Little Skittle as well, I think, in the final corner. But here comes Little Skittle fighting back on him. The Polish driver and the Dutch driver going side by side. Little Skittle edges ahead, but he's got the outside line for the first corner. He's going to try and hang it around the outside. Nicholas Sharon leaves plenty of room. Little Skittle dives up the inside, gets all over the curb, but loses some time on the exit. And Nicholas Sharon powers himself up the hill through into first position. And this is a fantastic ding-dong battle for the lead.
Oh shit. It definitely is a Little Skittle trying to get as much speed as possible. These cars have a ton of slipstream. As we know, it's LPs. So fast don't have that much drag. Actually, less drag than F1s, if I'm correct. And then still going almost side by side and keeping the gap not that wide. So at least we have something to commentate on.
Yeah, it's a good battle here between the two drivers. I'll be honest with you, I was fully expecting Nicholas Sharon to run away with this one, given how fast he was in the hot lap challenge. But it seems like those lap times that he's putting in are not quite sustainable for him. He's a little bit all over the shop, and he's dropping back and gaining time on Little Skittle here and there. Keith Holt's a little bit further back off the pace. I think he might have had a spin, as he's now 30 seconds down on the driver ahead of him, Diogo Texeira. He was having some serious struggles in qualifying as well. I noticed him having a few spins. But yeah, we're just kind of settling in now, aren't we? And like as ever, we're waiting for something to go wrong.
Yeah, I guess, because Lusko is losing time on Nicholas Sharon, so I think he's into turbulent air now. So they also have a diving range. All cars have diving range. Don't remember which ones were with like almost no. You could just dive from 2 seconds behind your side by side into the next corner.
That was some of the older Formula cars, I think it was, that we were racing, where they were miles back and then jumping into ahead of them. But yeah, certainly not going to happen with these LMPs. You need to be certainly within half a second to be making any silly lunges. And Little Skittle, that will not help you at all. A little bit oversteer as he comes out of turn 6 there, and he loses some time to Nicholas Sharon ahead. But Nicholas Sharon, likewise, locking up his brakes as they head into the downhill braking zone of 8. And well, not losing enough time to become a challenge for Little Skittle. Keith Holt into the pits. Not sure if that's a DNF or if he's just going to pits for repairs. Could be repairs, as I think he did have a spin. Potentially he's hit the wall at some point, and that might be slowing him down.
Yeah, definitely. It's a thing that can happen here. You can just have a spin. And as Little Skittle said, these cars want to kill you. or at least the AC version of the Toyota, as I like to call it, because it steers like a boat with our setup. The stock is very bad.
The stock setup is
That's-
not fortunate for the Toyota at all. The Audi, though, not seeming to fare too much better. John Ford not gaining a whole lot of time on Diogo Teixeira behind him, and certainly not gaining any time on Little Skittle ahead of him. Not sure if that's Audi related or practice related. I noticed John Ford didn't get a ton of practice in the week, so he's kind of going into this one a little bit blind. Hopping in the Audi late on here in the Tuesday evening, and currently putting in decent lap times, faster than Diogo Teixeira behind him, but not fast enough to get any higher than third right now, is he?
Well, definitely not. He's 10 seconds behind, and that's a large gap. But my question is, who is behind him if Diego is 12 seconds behind John Ford? Because this doesn't seem like a very large gap, but it seems like right behind him is the Portuguese driver. So
yeah, the timing tower seems to be telling a few fibs here, as Diogo Teixeira certainly isn't 12 seconds behind John Ford. But it has to be said,
to the leader.
It could be to the leader, actually. You make a very good point. I believe the timing tower could be. Let's jump into the config here. There we go.
Yes, it is. It is.
There we go, ladies and gents.
There we go.
Professional
Now
as ever.
there's a diving range.
Now comes Diogo Teixeira, as we see him, into the diving range, down the inside of John Ford as they come through turn 11, but John Ford switches back on him fantastically, and they're going to go side by side as they come up the hill through 12. Diogo Teixeira unable to take the position away from John Ford, running very, very wide as they come through 13 now, and they're going to power back down the hill on the return straight towards the final corner. John Ford just holding on to a position very, very well now, defending fantastically, and he's doing that by just sticking to his lines, but as we look behind John Ford, we can see Diogo Teixeira gaining slowly all the time. That slipstream effect is very, very accentuated here in these Le Mans cars, and they're going to power onto the start finish straight. The Toyota just seems to get a little bit more power out of these corners, doesn't it? And now it's allowed John Ford and Diogo Teixeira to go side by side down the start straight here.
Well, it definitely does now, almost not side by side, but going into the first corner. Diego doesn't have very much range to just send it. Maybe up into the fourth corner, now going third, and into the fourth corner. Oh, he's actually losing a lot of time to John. That's quite surprising.
That dirty air is really potent in these cars, isn't it? You're just unable to keep the grip down when you're behind. It's like an old F1 car, like a 2015 one.
Oh, the 2015 F1 cars, those were not boats. It was just like the American version of cars. If you drive a European and an American car, the European car is more front heavy, and it's fast, like very fast. But when you drive the European car, it's smooth in the corners. So
That's because we don't put big block engines in that make 4 horsepower.
let's put a V8 in a Miata. Why not?
Diogo Teixeira wide there, coming through turn 11, messed up his braking, locked up his brakes in towards the corner. He's very, very wide, and unfortunately drops a little bit further back from John Ford, and any semblance we had of a battle here between 4 drivers that are actually left racing seems to be a little bit gone. Nicholas Sharon crosses the line, puts in his personal fastest lap of the race, a 1:43.217. Great lap from Nicholas there, the Polish driver. Little Skittle still in second position. Don't believe the timing tower when it glitches out like that. John Ford's still in third position. We could see him on your screens. Diogo Teixeira starting his climb back to try and take the position away from John Ford. And John, actually, is seemingly not too far behind Little Skittle, although I think that potentially could be a fib. It is actually. He's not 4 seconds behind, he's 17 seconds behind. Diogo Teixeira really closing in on John Ford now. Diogo's got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he? He wants this podium.
Definitely once, but he might not get it. He is in the dirty air. So yeah, I don't think there's a chance unless you make a giant mistake like John Ford. Maybe over brake a lot, stand into the wall while you spin. Yeah, it's a lot of factors.
we haven't seen too many mistakes from John Ford this season. He's been very good at sticking to his lines, much like his stablemate Nathan Alder. And as we see that, look at that, Diogo Teixeira breaking far too deep coming in towards 11, going very, very wide out the corner, rejoining the circuit a little bit further down. And that's what's going to cost Diogo as he starts his battle for John Ford. John literally just locking up his brakes as he's coming through the very difficult braking zone of 10, but that's about the only mistake we're seeing from him. However, he's still losing time. I don't know whether he's just taking it slow and steady or whether he's just really struggling with this Audi. But yeah, again, these Audis and Toyotas are bang even on pace, as we've seen from the Hot Lap challenges. So it must just be that either the Audi doesn't suit John's driving style or he's just struggling with the car in general.
It definitely seems like that. He is struggling with the car. Diego is just going wide at almost every corner, but the most corners he's doing, it's... I don't know the names or the numbers. Need to pull up the map.
It seems to be the very medium speed corners Diego's struggling with. He's locking up his brakes and going wide in them kind of corners. The tight corners
I don't think he has a setup.
I don't think he's got the setup quite dialed into how he might like to drive. Diogo has though put in his personal fastest lap as he's tailing John Ford, a 1:47.7. That's his fastest lap of the race, and here he comes down the inside of turn 1. John Ford leaves plenty of room, tries to switch back, but Diogo Teixeira shuts the door right in his face. Move is being made by the Toyota there of Diogo Teixeira, but John Ford starts his attack back on the Portuguese driver. They're going to go side by side up towards turn 4. John Ford squeezing right to the edge of the circuit, leaving him the room only that he deserves, and then squeezing his way back up into the podium positions. Diogo now with the bit between his teeth, once again trying to take this position away from John Ford. They're going to come down the hill through 5, through 6, through 7, and breaking deep in towards 8. Diogo Teixeira thinking about a move, but breaking too deep once again, going very wide and losing yet another boatload of time to John Ford. And this is the thing, John Ford, when he's defending, just sticks to his lines, doesn't he?
He definitely does. I think John has a setup that fits him, or at least he has the amount of downforce that fits him, so he knows how to dial the car as well as he wants, and just knows how to stick to his lines. But Diego is driving a boat.
He's certainly struggling with the car, isn't he? He isn't able to get the braking quite right, isn't able to get the handling quite right. And whilst John isn't being the fastest driver on the track, he's being stable and steady, and unlike Theresa May, that is the way to do it. What else? Other facts we got about the championship so far? I'm going to have a look back to my notes that I've been provided here. Roger Sale, Diogo Teixeira and Keith Holt were, up to this race, all fighting out for a top 10 finish. Keith, I think, is rejoining the race in the final few laps, which is going to mean that he gets classified. He might be 5 laps down, but when there's only 5 drivers on the grid, he's still going to get classified in 5th position. That's still going to be a big haul of points for him in the championship. He's potentially going to take that 10th position in with both hands. Mind you, Diogo is still in 4th, actually. Excuse me. So Diogo potentially keeping the fight alive. We'll see how Diogo fares in the reverse grid races. Keith could take that away from him, couldn't he?
He definitely could. But you know how big brain move that is? It's just like, do 1 lap, go into the pit, go take a coffee or just eat something, then come back, do the last lap, and just, you have points. This is big brain time.
Yeah, I love having 5 drivers in the grid. This is a rough race, guys. Well, I say guys, there's no one actually watching at this point. If anyone watches this on the recording, you'll know that we were suffering retrospectively. And if you are watching this,
we are
suffering. If you're watching this after the race is finished, join next week because we need something to commentate about. Diogo Teixeira, John Ford. Oh! I think whilst we were talking rubbish, Diogo managed to get past John. John tried to take Diogo there as they're coming into the heavy braking zone of 13, but was unable to do so. But John on the attack now, on the back foot as Diogo Teixeira is ahead of him. Coming out onto the start-finish straight. John is going to duck up into the slipstream behind Diogo Teixeira, tailing him down the start-finish straight. But Diogo just gets so much speed off that final corner, doesn't he?
He does. He knows how to take the final corner, which is, I would say, load the fast speed. It's a real difficult corner, but you can, if you get the acceleration right, you are just running away. Seems like Diego knows how to get the acceleration. Now going from turn 3 up to turn 4, it seems like John is going to want to take away as he's getting closer and closer bit by bit.
He is. He's just gaining time on Diogo here and there in each single corner. Right at the top of the circuit now, coming down through the S's of 5, 6 and 7. He's going to be looking to potentially try and make the move in towards 8. We've seen how Diogo struggles in that corner to get his braking quite right. Here we come. Locking up his brakes once again. Diogo Teixeira going very, very slow around the corner. John Ford gaining time on him once again, but not enough to make the move. And into another tricky braking zone of the downhill corner. Diogo Teixeira locks up his brakes, goes very wide. So does John Ford. Both drivers messing up the braking, but John Ford messing up his braking a little bit less than Diogo Teixeira. However, that wide line that Diogo Teixeira took did mean that he was able to get more speed off the corner, and now tailing John Ford down the straight. He's going to look to the inside, doesn't make the move quite yet, and they're coming around the long left-hander of 11. John Ford back up into third position, and this has been a good battle throughout the race, hasn't it? These two drivers battling over the podium positions.
Yeah, definitely. It's the last thing we wanted to see going into the last corner. Diego Teixeira over brakes. Oh, sorry, the penultimate corner. Over brakes just a little bit, but seems like he has the speed now going into the final corner. Tries to sell the dummy, doesn't do it, going around the outside. Bell to the metal right now. Seems like John Ford has definitely better grip and put pedal to the metal, but Diego is going all side by side. Diego taking the third place. By how much?
Very little. John Ford fighting back up into the lead. Somehow managed to gain a bit of speed in the mid-rev range there. But Diogo Teixeira back down the inside of the first corner. They come together in the first corner. John Ford comes off better though. Still holding on to that third place position. Diogo Teixeira now starting his charge back up the hill towards turn 4. He's going to be looking to take this position away. He's well alongside him. You can see him on the right side of your screen. Diogo Teixeira and John Ford side by side. Diogo Teixeira is going to try and hang it around the outside. John Ford covers the inside very, very well. Keeps the door slammed shut. Diogo unable to make the move quite yet. Nicholas Sharon is in the penultimate corner. Keith Holt is doing a big brain thing of sitting and waiting for Nicholas Sharon so he doesn't have to do any more racing than he needs to do. John Ford round turn 11 holding on to this third place position. Diogo Teixeira still tailing him. Nicholas Sharon in the penultimate corner now. He's going to come across the line and win this first race. Great win for Nicholas Sharon, the Polish driver. Little Skill's going to take home his first ever podium of the season. And John Ford and Diogo Teixeira still battling away. They're well in the middle of the circuit. Diogo Teixeira, though, has dropped back a significant amount from John, hasn't he, in the last few corners?
Well, he definitely has his corners that he struggles the most. Now to just some medium corners, then into a couple of slow, then a straight. Then I would say medium to fast corner. That's not a giant struggle, but a struggle for Diego. That's for sure. But seems like he has no pace, with almost 2 seconds behind. John is just now cruising onto the finish line, running out the final corner right now, braking just bell to the metal. Right now, Diego in his rearview mirrors doesn't see him close enough. There he goes, claims his third place and the last place on podium.
Yeah, wonderful racing from John Ford and Diogo Teixeira there. Great battling, great clean battling, showing everyone how it's done there. And it was lovely to see them two battling out on the track. John Ford then taking home that third place position, taking home that podium. Diogo Teixeira just missing out this time around. Well, we saw what Keith was doing towards the end of the race. Big brain move to just sit on the back straight and wait to finish, because that means that he is going to start on pole position for this race, and we'll see if he can actually convert that into anything. Of course, he's in the Audi machinery. The Audis don't seem to get off the line quite as well as the Toyotas, but they do pick up a lot of speed down the long straights. I've been noticing that with John Ford. The Toyotas have a lot of low-end speed. They take off the corners really quickly. They get off the line, but coming down the straights, those Audis just have torque. They've just got a lot of torque in the mid-rev range. Spit Slam is under the map. Don't know how you've managed that. No longer
No,
are.
I am not. Still check some. I have all my files are verified. All of them work. I don't know why the can say the word. I can't load in. Why? What's the problem, madam?
Assetto Corsa is now a 10-year-old game, and the only thing I can think is it's doing Assetto Corsa things. Diogo Teixeira is meant to be in second place. However, he's just disconnected from the server. I don't know whether that's personal or whether that's internet related, but he is not going to be racing with us in the second race. Oh, there he is, back in the server, second place position. Filled by Diogo Teixeira, thank God for that. Would have been struggle even more with 4 drivers. 1 minute left for the drivers to think.
Why when I'm racing full time, I am 2 laps behind, I get sent back to the grid. Keith sent in the pits for 5 laps and he is first.
Once again, Assetto Corsa be doing Assetto Corsa great things. Hugh is in the chat with the same question. With the same question that spells like we had. Where is everyone? I don't know, Hugh. I don't know. Everyone's just disappeared. They've all just disappeared.
Reduce the atoms.
It's simply reduced to atoms. Hopefully, we get a bigger grid out for the final. It was a tough grid last week, but a bit better than this. But I don't know. We'll see for the final. Anyway, back to this race. Back to race 2. We'll see who gets the good start. Who can get off the line into the first corner first. 6 red lights go on for the 5 drivers that are on the grid. The 6 red lights go out now. Away we go. Diogo Teixeira gets a fantastic start. He's well alongside Keith Holt, and those Toyotas do get off the line so quick. Diogo Teixeira well into the lead of this race by the first corner. John Ford just behind him, and he's going to go very carefully into the first corner once again alongside Little Skittle, battling away the top 3 Toyotas. And John Ford in the Audi machinery doing him very well off the line there. Keith Holt dropping back already from 1st to 5th. He's just going to take it steady, I think, for this race and try and bring home the points once again. Nicholas Sharon looking to fight through from 4th position. John Ford and Little Skittle going side by side into turn 4. Here comes John Ford once again. He knows how to battle. He's been battling all last race with Diogo Teixeira. He's going to try and take some positions away from Little Skittle, but he dropped back from him quite a lot as they were coming through turn 7 there. And Nicholas Sharon has a sniff up the inside, but isn't able to make the move complete. And so Diogo Teixeira, Little Skittle, John Ford, Nicholas Sharon, and Keith Holt is your order right now. But for how long? Oh, as Nicholas Sharon and John Ford come together, Nicholas Sharon tries to sniff up the inside of turn 9. John Ford leaves him the room, but just enough room, and they end up coming together as Nicholas Sharon understeers a little bit. John Ford back into 3rd position, reclaiming that podium position. Nicholas Sharon has to try once again as Keith Holt starts this battle and makes it 3-way. Oh, Little Skittle oversteering out of turn 11. Back end overtakes the front end. He rejoins. Oh, and he hits Keith Holt. Little Skittle, that is not the way to rejoin the circuit, my friend. Keith Holt surviving that one into 4th position. Nicholas Sharon and John Ford are going side by side. Oh, John Ford is helped around by Nicholas Sharon in the penultimate corner. John Ford almost into the barriers, manages to save himself from some serious damage there. Nicholas Sharon into 2nd position. Diogo Teixeira running away with it in the lead now.
Well, I think Skill tried and tried living up to his name. Definitely did do that very well. There he goes. Nicholas Sharon, and it's Keith. I'm watching a mosaic instead of a stream. Let's go. Keith getting past Nicholas Sharon into turn 1. Nicholas going round the outside into turn 2 to Diego. Understeering again into medium speed corners. What is wrong with you? Nicholas Sharon having so much more speed than Keith. Keith ducking into the slipstream of Nicholas Sharon into turn 4, and we have a 3-way battle for the lead.
Absolutely, we do, and Hugh Jass is absolutely correct. Only 5 people, and it's still carnage. I tell you what, you just can't evade it with some of these drivers. Diogo Teixeira and Nicholas Sharon are going to be battling over the lead now. Diogo Teixeira understeering as he goes through these medium speed corners. Nicholas Sharon's going to try and look to pounce on that and take the position away from him. Take home 2 wins tonight. That'll be a great result for the Polish driver. Little Skittle is chasing down John Ford for 4th position. Diogo Teixeira very slow around turn 10 there. Nicholas Sharon had to stamp on the brakes there to avoid crashing into him. Little Skittle and John Ford going at it. Oh, Little Skittle nearly into the back of John Ford there, just about evading it, and he's going to start his attack as they come down the back straight here towards turn 11. He's looking up the inside. He's going to stiff up the inside, but he's going to brake a little bit earlier. John Ford holding on to that position for a little while longer. Back to the lead because Diogo Teixeira and Nicholas Sharon are locked, and their line of stern, Splitslam.
Well, they're definitely line of stern. Nicholas Sharon both trying. He definitely wants to lead off the second race as well, get as many points as he can with the 5-person grid. There he goes, a little bump of Diogo Teixeira, and now it will be a run down the line. We are seeing this again, Diego fighting for the position on the main straight. being still in front. Nicholas maybe in the dirty air, seems like it. He's not catching up. As I said, he is there in a dive in the turn one on the inside. Very well done, Diego. Going wide again and giving Nicholas Sharon the position just like that for free.
Easily done, easily done. Move made, signed, sealed, delivered. Dugo Texera now down in second position, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch up Nicholas Sharon, as Nicholas has been proving his speed in the last race. And, well, barring a serious mishap, I think Diogo might be set in second position. Keith Holt, though, on the podium positions. This is a much different race for Keith, as last race he spent most of it in the pits. He's not going to be looking to repeat that today. He's going to be looking to hold on to this position from Little Skittle. But here he comes, Little Skittle, through turn 11, looking to chase down Keith Holt and take the podium away from him. And how cruel that would be. Mind you, Keith needs to take on the most points that he possibly can, as he is in that 10th place, top 10 finish battle with Diogo Texera. So the more points Diogo Texera picks up here, the more he moves away ahead of Keith Holt, and the more that finale really matters in that top 10 battle, as everyone wants to be in the top 10, don't they?
Everybody wants to be. It's easy done in this race. Wink, wink. But yeah, that's for sure. He wants to have as much points as possible. But now the whole race gets points, even if we have 30 people, which the max people we can have is 30 with us two commentators who have to be in the server, which unfortunately mine doesn't worry with low skill. Now we're taking Keith Holt. This time we're not taking him out. Well done, skill.
Absolutely made it look easy there, didn't he? Just absolutely flew by him coming out of the final corner. Got a great drive out of the final corner there, and took the position away from him with seeming ease. And Little Skittle really is, well, he's looking to not only take on a double podium position finish, but he's really looking to catch up to Diogo Texera and reignite that battle that he was having last time out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely just running away from it. He's a runner, he's a track star. He's running away with the position and with the podium. I mean, 1.5 seconds before Keith. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
That was diabolical.
It was.
Well, we'll see if you can manage to catch up to Diogo Texera, because it'll give us something to talk about, as right now there's not too much to talk about. Has to be noted, I was half intending to put us onto the night view here at Bahrain, as it does look beautiful, but when I tried testing it I couldn't see a lot. I'm not sure if that was my custom shaders patch or I'd done something wrong.
I will say one thing. Did you try opening your eyes?
Well, that does usually help, but I forgot to try that, so maybe that was the problem.
Yeah. Okay. Big rookie mistake.
Rookie error.
Yeah. no, of course I'm kidding. It's CP, it's CSP custom shaders patch having a lot of issues. Even Gulicek had an issue with the night, because it was a nighttime on the server and just a beam of light was shown into his LMP2. So yeah, I'm great. I hope he fixed that.
I hope so too. Hopefully everything plays well for the finale next week. We'll look forward to next week as well, as there's not too much going on track, and do a bit of advertising for that for everyone that is watching right now. We've got Formula Vectors at Watkins Glen next week for the finale of the season, round 13 of season 5. It should be exciting. Hopefully we get, like I say, we get a few more drivers back to round out the season. It'd be nice to see some familiar faces back. And the Formula Vectors should attract a few people back, because they are a very, very fun car to drive, aren't they, in Formula Vectors? They stick to the ground like anyone's business.
Well, great. What should be the safety car then?
Yeah,
just an F1 car, just F2004, just stick it and send it.
Or you could go full 90s F1 and put something like a Honda Accord out. Not seeing the safety car out today, not least because there's been no serious incidents, but also because Spitslam can't get out. But we are trying to implement the safety car, especially for that final round, to help negotiate any incidents that happen on track. Any serious incidents seem to have been just disadvantaging drivers that suffer from them. So the safety car should be a nice leveler to allow some drivers back towards the front. Of course, we don't necessarily need a safety car in virtual racing, do we? But
yeah, we don't. But actually, we don't in ACC. We don't in iRacing.
It's good for sportsmanship, though.
Yeah, I have an idea. What about the rough?
you could. I wouldn't want to put you in the rough spit zone because you'd spin out and take about 4. You would be the unsafety car.
Oh god, yeah, that's true. Mercedes GT3, I guess that's the best one since it's the normal F1 safety car.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best. I think that's probably the best bet, and we'll probably see what we choose for next week. But yeah, like I say, hopefully, fingers crossed, a bigger grid. And we'll certainly see how it goes. Well, that's about us on track. 5 minutes left, and Little Skittle steadily eating the gap away from Diogo Teixeira. Diogo Teixeira not got John Ford to battle with this time. Little Skittle last race just cleared off from John and Diogo. And that's why. The Portuguese driver, unable to negotiate corners with ease whatsoever, and dropping back from Little Skittle, although that spin did allow him to get away and get a bit of a nice, cleaner run out of the corner. Gets a bit of speed on Little Skittle, takes the position back from him, takes that second place back, but it seems to be just a matter of time for the Portuguese driver before that second position is cruelly snatched away from him once again, as Little Skittle is clearly the quicker driver on the night right now. Fighting with the car, Little Skittle, as he comes to the corner there. You could see him darting left and right, and isn't able to quite get the moves done quite yet, but he's ducking right up beneath Diogo Teixeira and braking very early. I think he's enjoying racing him. I think are they in a channel together? They are. They're in a chat together in the Discord, so I'm sure it's all good and well-mannered fun between these two drivers. Little Skittle looking to make a nice clean manoeuvre. Oh, he's bump drafting him down the straight. This is teamwork to catch up to Nicholas Sharon potentially.
Just bump him. Like, oh yeah, we can get her. Just bump.
I think we need a multi-21 moment here. I think Little Skittle needs to be let past Diogo Teixeira if they want to catch up to the driver ahead. Fernando is faster than you.
Just go into the chat and just say multi-21 guys. You know what? I'll do it. Give me a second.
Little Skittle though and Diogo Teixeira close on the track, close in the voice channel, and good to see friends battling out when we've got quite a quiet grid. 3.5 minutes to go. Do you reckon it's football time? Should we talk about football?
Yeah, why not?
Tough times. Tough times for me. We need to get it out of the way as a Leeds fan. Not happy. Little Skittle past Diogo Teixeira, going side by side with him, looking to seal the move, although he just keeps slowing down and allowing Diogo ahead of him. I think he's just toying with him at this point. Tough times for me as a Leeds fan. Relegated to the Championship. Anyone that follows the Premier League knows the pain that I'm going through. I've got friends that are Leicester fans, so we are joined in the pain.
By 5 points. You're relegated by 5 points.
Tough.
That's quite a lot.
Tough. We were very good. We were not a very good team.
Brighton got Europe. Hello.
We were Leeds were not a very good team this year. We didn't deserve to be in the Prem. But I thought I'd get that out of the way so we can talk about that now on a quiet race. So you can all laugh at me. You can all laugh. You can all point and laugh at the sad Leeds fan. But you know what? I'm used to it because we're always crap. Elsewhere in the world of motorsport, Monaco Grand Prix was on, and it was boring as ever. But that's to be expected, both from Formula One and from Monaco.
Yeah.
And on the track for us here, Little Skittle is still in second position, and Diogo Teixeira is in third. And except for John Ford and Diogo Teixeira being switched around, I think this is the exact same positions that we were last time out. And I think I have to apologise to John Ford that I missed his overtake on Keith Holt. You'd think with only 5 drivers on the grid I'd be able to get all the overtakes, but clearly my race directing is not up to par, which doesn't bode well for Williams Esports at all. 1.5 minutes to go, plus 1 lap for Nicholas Sharon. He's been doing a hot lap challenge all night. Hopefully we can chat to him after the race.
We
And
have one last match day for the first league that we have here in the Czech Republic.
how's the Czech
Wait.
Republic? Well, give us a report from the Czech Republic leagues.
Slavia leading on goal difference. Let's go. But it's a large gap on goal difference. 67 for Slavia Prague and 43 for Sparta Prague. That's a difference of 34 goals.
Goodness me,
That's huge.
that is ridiculous.
Yeah,
You've
I
only
don't
got
know who
6.
they are playing next.
Oh no, you have a. Oh, I see. Clearly, we're getting distracted here from the racing, but you know, well, we'll keep an eye on this because Diego Teixeira has gone well off the circuit, here, jumping well back from Little Skittle. John Ford pumps in his fastest lap.
It's not 6. It's the guys that have can have the title, and the guys that can get relegated. Like, it's weird. I don't get it as well.
Our Czech football correspondent sheds light on it for us.
Yeah, no, I don't get it as well. So it's fine. So weird.
Well, the Czech League is forming up. The football leagues are all finishing. The F1 is only midway through its season. Max Verstappen's going to win everything.
Oh, no, we won. That's the end, if I'm right.
But you have won. Chicken dinner.
Seems like it.
Chicken dinner.
Because it is championship round, match day 5 of 5, so I guess we won.
Glorious.
I'm confused now. No, I'm confused. What? Because Nicholas Schoen starts the final lap.
Yeah, back to the racing. This is what 5 drivers does to a man. Nicholas Sharon started the final lap here, and you know what? This is probably one of the most prepared I've been for a race, and I feel like it's gone to waste here. He's done a fantastic job today. It has to be said, he's not, you know, had to deal with too much, considering that he's been on his own for most of the race, but he did a fantastic overtake. Fantastic work to get from the back of the grid for the second race, and he's threw it into the lead. 20 seconds clear, a Little Skittle. Just in an absolute different league today, and we'll go on board with him and see if we can find out the secrets why. He's been doing absolutely wonderfully.
No secret, he can keep it on the black stuff.
Well, you know, that does always help, doesn't it? That certainly does always help.
Yeah. I found something weird. The official league site said that Sparta finished first, and then you go on to Google, and Google said that Slavia finished first. There we go. With this not being confusing at all.
Whatsoever. Not whatsoever.
Yeah, no whatsoever. So, sad that Leeds and Leicester got relegated. Good that Brighton got Europe. Newcastle got Champions League, which, that's weird.
Yeah, Newcastle got a bit of Saudi money, and well, they put it to good use. Nicholas Sharon is in the final corner on the circuit. He's going to come across the line, weaves down the start-finish straight, 2 times a winner tonight in good fashion, very, very good fashion. However, a little bit easier than potentially would have expected elsewhere. Little Skittle coming out through the final corner now, 20 seconds back from Nicholas Sharon, but a double podium finish, and that is Little Skittle's first 2 podiums of the season. So, whilst it would have been more depressing if he didn't get a podium tonight, really, good to see him on it. Diego Teixeira fought through very well, managed to keep the distance to himself and John Ford in this second race. Didn't allow John to catch up and didn't allow him any respite. But he spins on the start-finish straight. You need to finish the race before you start doing that, Diogo. There we go. Comes across the line. Finishes in 3rd position. John Ford finishes in 4th. Keith Holt, the last driver on the grid, finishes in 5th position. Let's see if we can get Nicholas Sharon. We'll get this one sorted. We'll get this one in the bag. Race is over. 2 wins for Nicholas Sharon. 5 drivers on the grid. What more can we say about it, Spit Slam, tonight?
Not much. Just great racing that we had. I'm sad that I couldn't join the server, and I would cause that safety car for sure. Now, keep going over the line. But I think a flex that Nicholas could do was just take the finish line from the pit lane.
He should have done that, a bit like Michael Schumacher in Silverstone one time. We'll see if we
Yes.
can get Nicholas in for a quick chat. Be good to talk to him, as I think it's his first time winning. Which does mean, of course, my man gets a nice little tag on the Discord as well. Track Titan race winner. A new Track Titan race winner in Nicholas Sharin. Here he is, Nicholas Sharin. We've nicked him. We've nicked him from General. Nicholas, 2 race wins tonight. I mean, it came a little bit easy because there was only 5 people, but I suppose you'll take that, right?
Yeah. I mean, there were like 5 or 6 people, I think. Yeah, nothing special. I'm just waiting for the new season, for the new people and more people to come.
Absolutely. Hopefully some more people come back very, very soon, especially for the finale next week as well. Even with everyone else potentially being here, I think you still would have been a favourite to win. You really seem to gel with this car. Did you have a good setup, or have you raced these a lot?
I don't know. I'm always using the setups I find online. I've just started. I've got like 100 hours in Assetto Corsa and nothing else. I mean, I've been playing nothing else but Assetto. So yeah, the setups are found online, and yeah, I just like this car. I suppose.
Oh, fair enough. You put in a little skill to him. I'm sure he's got more than 100 hours. So, you did have a good few battles in the second. The first race you kind of just took off. Second race though didn't come as easily. You worked your way through people very well. You and John Ford came together a little bit. What happened in your eyes there?
I don't know. I thought he was like too slow on the corner, so I just went for it. I thought he'll give me a little more space. I guess he didn't. He just didn't see me. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Probably it could have been my fault since I've gone like crazy into the corner. But yeah, I don't know.
Hey, it's what happens. It's racing. But it's good to see a new race winner. I've given you a nice little tag on Discord there. Are you going to be coming back next week for the Formula Vectors?
Yeah, for sure.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for racing tonight. A quick one, really, because there was only 5 people. Any questions for our race winner, Spitzler?
No, I don't. Just you have your first 2 wins. I think you should
Yeah.
be pretty delighted, even with the small grid that we have.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
Yeah, have fun for next week because these cars are on rails, and I don't know what to choose for a safety car. So even more fun will be had from my side.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Well, I'm waiting for Nathan and Ryan to join the next week, so we can have a battle. I'm going to practice a lot for sure.
Perfect. Put it to good use. Well, nice one. Thank you, Nicholas, for joining us. Thank you for racing, and well done on a double race win tonight.
Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome to see you.
Yeah, take care.
You too. Nicholas Sharon, there you go. Race 1 and race 2 winner. Thanks to everyone that did join us tonight. That was a bit of an interesting one. A little bit funky, but you know what? Once again, we got through it. Smithy, next time, make sure you join us. Join the Discord. Get into the community race channel and ask us all the questions you need. Spitzlam, any last words for tonight from Bahrain?
We found the safety car.
What's that?
I found the safety car for our next race.
What's next race's safety car?
Oh, you will have to guess.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it goes to the crowd.
It goes to the crowd. Hope to see you next week if anyone watching this backwards or someone watching right now. And see you at Watkins Glen.
See you at Watkins Glen. Thanks to everyone that watched, and like we say, until next time, ta-ra.